So I'm going to record this in the dark here this morning. Melissa's out training people, and every once in a while it's important to have some time to reflect. And almost every morning I do a meditation, and by the end of every day I do a meditation. And a couple of the big parts of that meditation are gratitude, practicing gratitude and appreciation, and forgiveness. And forgiveness, the point in the forgiveness piece is usually that I'm actually forgiving myself for something that I've done to not help myself in a way. And so that forgiveness is healing. And Guy Winch has some incredible work on this. Being that we have a lot of friends, and life goes on, there's challenges and obstacles that we don't see along the way that come up, and we're fortunate enough to be people that get to go through these things with people. And so just like Guy Winch talks about, there's almost like emotional first aid. And knowing how to heal yourself is really important, and knowing how to deal with it too is really important, because you don't necessarily know what it's going to be like until you go through things. And so a couple of the things, understanding movies and books and different things that people might look at as escapism is completely fine. It's not that you're not dealing with reality. That's also how you deal with reality. So if there's a book, if there's a movie, if there's music, if there's a mental highlight reel that you like to play for yourself that connects you with the people that you're deepestly connected with, or experiences that are uplifting for you, that's important. If you feel like you need to feel pain and you want to watch your sad movies and feel sad for a few minutes, that's fine. But just so you know, I have way more books that are happy and appreciative than I do that are sad. I have way more music and playlists that are happy than I do that are sad. I do have a couple of sad playlists, but they're almost they're shorter, A, and B, they almost they're almost like satire. They're meant to make me see that for me, staying there too long in a place of sadness is not productive or useful for me or for the other people that I'm connected with. And so I do also have a lot of books and podcasts and audiobooks that I refer to. There's a lot of poetry also that I have that plays in my head when I need it to. And people that I guess I would say are mentors or impactors or influencers in my life, that even if they've passed, I still have their lessons in me. And I get to experience them on a senses level. Anyways, the other thing I was going to say is, I'm just going to read it. There's one of the books that I go to is Wayne Dyer's book, There's a Spiritual Solution to Every Problem. And I'm going to read, there's a passage in here. There's actually 3 things in it that I'll read. The first one is, he's talking about consciousness in here, and here's what he writes. Every time you find yourself labeling others, you are setting up a potential problem. It becomes you against whoever is in the other group. Relationships cause problems when you see yourself in conflict with the other. Illness becomes a battleground when you must fight that which is invading the territory that you call, quote-unquote, my body. Lack of prosperity is due to others having more of what you want. So one who is at the group consciousness level must compete with them for prosperity. Point B, group consciousness is a step above ego consciousness. However, point B still keeps you squarely in the middle of life that is not peaceful, tranquil, or able to nullify problems. At this frequency, having problems is considered a normal function of living. As you approach point C of consciousness scale, you reach a place I call unity or God consciousness, where separation is unknown. As I have suggested, there is only one problem that we face, and that is our belief that we are separate from God. As you increase the frequency at which you live, you shift your energy field to a level wherein you elicit the qualities of godliness. You become pure spirit. You see no divisions, and you know that you are connected to everyone and to everything that is living. You become a piece of God, so to speak, and this mystical sense of a connectedness no longer allows you to feel separate. So I could go on with that. I'm not going to. I'm going to read the other two things that I usually go to. That's on page 49 of the book with Wayne Dyer. This is also on page 49. He reads a passage from some of the scriptures, I guess you could call, from a book called The Essential Rumi, and that's written by Coleman Barks. And here it's called The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new ritual, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes. As an unexpected visitor, welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows, who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight, the dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Now the last one is a poem, I believe, or a passage that St. Francis of Assisi has been said to have imparted. Anyways, it's on the back of the book, and it is, "Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek, but to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life." And that was St. Francis of Assisi. So in closing, or beginning, anytime I go through a step or a phase of life where one thing ends, I know that something new is on the horizon. It doesn't mean the lack of appreciation, respect, or gratitude for what has just passed, but actually through appreciation and gratitude, not only for what has passed, but for also what is also still yet to be received, and that I am still connected with. I understand that being grateful for what I have and for what I appreciate in this life is what I need to take action on. And eventually, once I muster up the courage, the faith, and integrate the way that I feel and the things that I love and appreciate, I will too rise again and have enough to continue to go on, even when it seems like it's the darkest.